Welcome back, everybody. It is time to do the Game Jam evaluations. This week's theme was On Fire. Um, with us, we have some of the mentors we had before. James is going to be back with us in just a moment. He's just switching computers, but I wanted to make sure that we jumped into it quick because we are a little short on time. I want to make sure we see everybody's games. So I will just note we do have these two sessions going tomorrow. If you are ever interested in joining the fun, go to codeli.org. I think we have the link down in the description. Check out that. Check out the kidOYO passport. That'll get you access to a bunch of different content, including courses and challenges. And those can help you work on some of these games. James is joining us right now, so I'm going to let him in. And without further ado, let's jump into these projects. So, Game Jam theme on fire. So we'll go down to the bottom, and we're going to start with Hello submission. Hello probably submitted the day after the theme was announced. So let's see what this user submitted. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click the green flag, and let's see what we have. The house is burning. Do the maze to find the fire extinguisher. I'm going to go ahead and just deduce that this is the fire extinguisher, being that I need to go through the maze to get to it. So as we go through, we have a maze game. Get sent back to the beginning. All right. All right, so I get to what I assume is the fire extinguisher, and the fires disappear on the left-hand side. So I guess this is the building over here. So what does everyone think? Anyone want to weigh in on this project?
Well, I think it's pretty basic. It's a pretty basic little maze game, maybe repurposed for the theme. Maybe it would be better if they had some more levels with this kind of basic maze format, or if they had some more gameplay, or some art as well, because there's some pretty. It looks like there's some pretty basic art in this game.
Yeah, so this is what I'm guessing is a beginner programmer. So, as a first game, always hard to do. But yeah, I would agree. Something like this fire extinguisher and the fire. I know very often you want to do everything from scratch, but this is one of those instances where I think you would be best off uploading images as sprites or as aspects of the background, and that'll if you bring in an image of fire and the fire extinguisher, that's going to look a lot cleaner, a lot better. And then I agree, the gameplay could definitely be expanded. This user did submit right after the game jam was announced, so they definitely could have worked a little longer at it. Something that I think could have been good was you navigate the maze to collect fire extinguishers. So you walk through, collect fire extinguisher, go to the fire and put out a fire. And that could be a pretty good way to stick with this type of game and the theme, but expand it to have some more gameplay. So because we are short on time, I don't want to spend too much time on this, and I want to make sure we get to the others. So thank you, Hello, for that submission. I'm going to go through and we're going to see Hi Sad Cats, who is on vacation. I'm sure that's why this individual submitted on the 14th. Today's the 19th, so definitely submitted pretty early. And because I'm pretty sure this individual, this individual usually puts directions in. So let's see. I'm going to look at the project page. Fire is a game where the objective is to reach the fire extinguisher before the given time runs out. If you fail, your character will quite literally be on fire. Hence fire. The goal is to complete all 5 levels while losing as little of the 5 lives as possible. Only catching fire loses lives. Good to know. made this game in one day. Well, let's see what game was made. There's going to be an introduction here because I know who this is. And I will just say, this is not how the animation looks. This is just the result of me having so many windows open at once, including streaming to YouTube. So we'll just let this animation play out and the game's here. And you can see at the top, I have this fire bar. And if that like kind of time bar runs out, I go on fire. I don't want that, so I'm going to go ahead and get the fire extinguisher. And this game, because I did play test this earlier, does run a little smoother than what you're seeing now. And I can't say that I'm any better at playing this game than appears on the screen. But yeah, I'll just keep playing through. And who wants to weigh in on this game? What do you guys think?
Is the ball like from your screen? Do you see like the ball rolling when it's moving?
Yeah, it is rolling. It doesn't roll. Maybe it does roll. It's on fire. It does roll.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, which is a pretty tricky thing to get down. You can, if you're in other programming languages, even it could be a little bit easier to control, just because you have some more data regarding maybe the diameter of the circle and the actual velocity, but it looks pretty good. You guys might not be seeing it because of the screen share. I have that camera problem again, aside from my inability to play games problem. What else do you guys think? Ooh, I did it.
I really like the multiple levels.
Yeah. This level I can say is, oh, I did it. Did I win? I'm not sure. I couldn't beat that level before. It was deceptively tricky, but maybe now that my computer's running slow, maybe that gave me the edge. So I really like this game. Obviously, the intro, as always, tight. It is challenging, but not too hard to be not fun to play. If you're thinking, well, you're losing a lot, that has nothing to do with how hard the game is. That has to do with how bad I am at it. Most people, I don't think, will have this difficulty. So I think there may be a glitch at the end there, because I saw a 5th level upload, and I think he said there were 5 levels, and I didn't see them. I'm just going to dig in. Oh, okay. So the levels aren't generated as backdrops. They are costumes, but no, I saw each one of these. So I did do all 5 levels, so all right. I think I would have liked to see a little bit of a clearer win animation, but I'll chalk that up to perhaps there is a win animation and I just don't see it because my computer is being so glitchy. So with that said, thank you, High Sad Cats, for that submission. I normally spend a little bit more time on games, but because we are a little bit short, I want to make sure we don't run too over time. All right, so this is Coding Dude 45. I don't know if I've seen a submission from this individual before, but let's see what they have. And just to make sure that I see any directions that may be there, I'm going to go ahead and get to this view. Use mouse down to go up. Okay. Hold down all the way and go up the most. Oh, okay. So this is like a dinosaur runner game. What am I missing?
You might have to be in the window to.
Oh, mouse down.
Yep.
No, it wasn't that. It said mouse down, and I'm busy sitting on my hand while I'm using the keyboard, the actual down arrow. I have a lefty mouse, so I was prepared. I was not prepared. Okay, so let's try this again. Can I cheat? Nope, I can't. All right, so holding down the mouse does help you accelerate up, but you do hit a peak height, and you will fall back down. So what does everyone think of this game?
Pretty cool. Maybe the obstacles could be a little more varied. So there's some more difficulties because is this one infinite or
it seems relatively infinite to me.
yeah, if it's infinite, then maybe they could have a little more variation, maybe a score counter. But otherwise, pretty cool concept that could be expanded on.
Maybe
Okay,
so.
I take
So
that
it's
back.
Oh,
It is
never mind.
not.
Yeah.
Like it seems to be set spawning rate.
And I've said this before about other games in past weeks, so I feel like saying it again is necessary. That because it's a like tried and true game format, sort of the dinosaur runner style, you sort of need to put a little bit of your own spin on it. Whereas this, like, it had the fire, but to me, it's almost similar to like Dinosaur Runner, the cactuses. So that was the one thing that stuck out to me, is that it does feel like the same thing with less variability.
Yeah, I'm not sure it holds to the theme too well. Obviously, there is the fire, but it seems like maybe they just took a game, swapped out the sprite with one that represents fire to kind of stick with the theme. I'd like to see a little bit more adherence to the theme or some kind of features which makes it more useful. Like maybe you're shooting water to put out the fires, so even if you land on it, every once in a while you get to shoot water, so you could kind of save yourself. I would like to see a score variable, so each time you jump over fire, you see the score go up, and that can be easily done. If the X position of a sprite goes to the left of the Oyo bot, increase by 1. That would be an easy way to do it. So overall, good game, but I would like to see some improvements and maybe more adherence to the theme. All right, thank you, Coding Dude 45, for that submission. We have a good number left. I think we had more this week than any other. So next we have Leslie. Once again, checking to see if we have any directions here. I don't know if this is on purpose or not, but I see the theme cohesive to the avatar in this case. Okay. Put out as much fire as possible to save the city. Let's go full screen. Press play to start. Nice. How to play. Use the left and right arrow keys to move left and right. Use the up arrow key to jump. Use the spacebar to blast water at the fire. Don't walk into the fire. You'll lose a life every time you do. Try to put out as many fires as you can in 20 seconds. If you lose all 3 lives before the 20 seconds is up, you lose. So left and right to go left and right, up to go up, and space bar to blast water at the fire. I'm going to click play. Okay, so this is a problem that if you see the kind of sinking into the ground here, I'm going to zoom in. That can be fixed. On the platform, we do have a gravity. We're going to address this problem in a second. We do have a gravity course. That's largely what I went over today in the hatch lesson. And there's a bunch of ways to do it, but a lot of those ways don't work too well, and you get this effect right here. So I believe it's Mentor Sabrina came up with the method that is nice and clean, and you don't get the instance of the sprite kind of sinking into the floor like this. So I'm going to go ahead and restart this so that we can try this out. Okay. So we have some nice heart GUIs to represent life to the left. If I get hurt, those heart GUIs go down. So I saved the city, but before I noticed that, I'm going to start the game again. This timer up here, which that's the timer, when it runs out, I automatically win. So I could just sit here and win the game without doing anything. What do you guys see in this game? Any feedback you'd like to give?
So I feel like that aspect where if you just sit there, you still win the game, could be sort of fixed by like a universal, a global scoreboard. I'm not exactly sure how that would be implemented. I haven't used hatching quite a bit, but I know that the global variables were thrown around a lot, the cloud variables.
Yeah, we do have cloud variables now.
So that could be used maybe to make it so that like everyone's competing for the highest score. The other thing I noticed was that the projectile for the water seems a little bit weird to me from the perspective that like we have a firefighter, and generally you see firefighters with like a constant stream. So I feel like that would be a really cool implementation, maybe like gravity with a water stream of some sort.
What about, does anybody else have an opinion on this game?
This is a very cool game. It seems the water like goes into the buildings, which could be fixed if you just if it's at this height and at this X spot, then it disappears. And yeah, what you were saying about like not doing anything, that could also be fixed by having a minimum amount of fires that you have to put out to win.
Yeah, so I mean, I like this game because there's so many different ways you can expand the gameplay and improve the game. I do like the theme very much, like just the firefighter sprite coupled with the hearts and the fire look clean. I love this how to play entry into the game that they have. Some things that I'd like to see. One, like, is the purpose to get a high score? It's kind of limited in this way. Even if you play the game as efficiently as possible, it's not too difficult to do, and you just can't get a very high score, and there's no leaderboard. So I would say maybe change the gameplay where like maybe the fires are popping up everywhere, or they're moving around and you have to put them out and dodge them. Better yet, a firefighter's goal is to make sure the building doesn't burn. So I think what would be best is if you use cloning to make a bunch of clones of the fire sprites, and the fire spreads on the building as the fire keeps burning. And then if you have a certain number of clones at any given time, then you lose the game. And your task is to maybe, survive the time with the fire spreading in the building. And that's a bit more realistic to just what happens in everyday life. Well, hopefully not every day, but what sometimes happens, unfortunately, in life. And it adds a more, it adds a greater dynamic to the game. So thank you, I believe it was Leslie, for this game. I enjoyed playing it. We have some favorites coming up. So I think funteam.io always submits some cool projects. Let's see what this individual has in store. Move your mouse to move around the building. Click to put out fires. Click to continue. Okay, let's go full screen. Oh, wow. So I'm gonna actually use my mouse to move around and then kind of walk the trigger on my trackpad. I don't have a gaming mouse with me, so I don't have that double click. Can I actually fully? Oh, okay. So you can fully put out these fires. I wasn't sure if you could, but it's very difficult to.
The
Oh,
fire
but I think I found
animation
it.
is really cool.
Yeah, the fire animation is really cool. I think apparently you can cheat. You can just hold down. You can just hold down.
I wonder if
But
the fires in the window are they random when you restart the game?
ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I sort of feel like holding down the button is the intentional way to do it, because if you notice how like it gets bigger and then smaller, it's almost like you're like a first person view of a fire hose shooting into a window.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I think the directions do say, and we'll check in a second after I beat this game. Um, Congratulations, you have put out the fires and saved the city. Good to know. When I start the game, it says move your mouse to move around the buildings. Click to put out the fires. So it's hard to say. Click, click and hold. Just clicking kind of makes this gameplay easy. And also, there's this really cool animation. You know what? I mean, maybe you're right in terms of this animation meant to represent the water going away from you. I don't know. Maybe that's right. I think it makes the game a little too easy. Because then it's just a matter of just like clicking and holding and waiting. So in terms of gameplay, I think it could be improved. Like, if I sat around, does like a timer run out? Does the building, do more fires get caught? Am I going to see this 33 number go down if I just let everything burn? I think gameplay could be improved upon, which I don't think would be very, very, very difficult to do at all, because otherwise I think this is really cool. The fire is very cool in how it spawns and generates this parallax movement that I have going around the screen. This is very cool. Even just that clicking with the water is cool too. I would have just liked to see a little bit more gameplay put into this. And I'm just testing to see if these fires are randomly generated. Doesn't look like they are. I don't know. What does everyone else think about this game?
I think it's pretty cool. It's a very cool game. Fires are really nice. And you can also move around the screen, like you said, which is pretty cool. The one thing I would say is, like you said, something to make the game a little more difficult, whether it be a timer or if you don't put out a fire after some certain set amount of time, it'll spread. It's nice how they have like a percentage mark at the bottom. Otherwise, it's pretty cool, and I like the art as well.
Yeah, so great looking game, great game development aspects. I would have just liked to see the a little more attention paid to the gameplay aspect, but thank you funteam.io for that submission. Next we have Izzy D. So Izzy D has put through a Ruby project, which I think she did last week. So let's see. Once in the peculiar world of Magic the Gathering, a twin brother of we have that problem again where we're running off the edge of the screen. So I would like to see print statements, skipping lines if they exceed the width of the output window, and perhaps that is dependent on my screen size versus this individual screen size. That can have an effect, but in the future I would like to see that happen because it does make it a little more difficult to read. So let's go back. Once in the peculiar world of Magic the Gathering, a twin brother of his twin sister was playing an overpowered green, aka grass, card deck in which nobody had beaten. What Magic the Gathering card deck should the sister have played? You decide. Type light for the white color deck or fire for the red color deck. So, I don't know, white? I'm going to run this again and try red. Okay.
Maybe try light or fire.
Yeah, it's light.
Oh, I
and
wasn't
fire,
paying
not
attention.
red or white.
I don't. Sorry, I I had something else going on and my phone ringing at the same time, and it kind of distracted me. Yes, type light. That's all on me. And I did this project with teachers this morning. Kind of choose your own adventure. Okay. Unfortunately, the sister's underpowered white deck was underpowered and lost. Try again. I did it again. That's not what I... Wait, no, that is what I typed. Fire. I don't know what I typed last. Unfortunately, never mind. The sister won. Metaphorically speaking, the fire was the perfect choice and burned the grass. All right, so I think we saw a game like this last week. It was just a one-level choose-your-own-adventure game. In the future, I would really like to see this expand. There needs to be more of a story. I think this is just a submission to be a part of the game jam, which of course we appreciate, but I think I think you can really take the time that you have to expand on some of these games. The programming it won't even be different. You just add more and more story, and you can really tell some cool narratives using this game format. But I'm going to go ahead and continue on since we are so short on time today. So thanks, Izzy D, for that submission. Next, we have Soccer Lover. Let's see if we have a game here, or let's see if we have another, okay, submission to be part of the game jam. So it looks like we have a pixel art, and I'm going to go ahead and cheat and modify their code so we don't need to sit here and watch the whole thing happen. So t.speed 11. What did I do? Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is the this is what was drawn. I will say it looks like when you transition, the function that transitions from one block to the next looks like it's off by 1 pixel, or perhaps your line width is off. Pretty nice. Go ahead.
Okay. Obviously, we don't know the full intent of the person who made it, but I almost feel like that's intentional, because if you notice, all of the outer edges are perfect, and then the inner ones are sort of shifted a little, almost like a flicker.
Okay, you could be right there.
Because they're not all shifted to the same side either.
Huh, interesting. Yeah, I'd have to dig in the code to see. Soccer Lover, if you're paying attention, I'd be curious to know if this was intentional, or maybe you had different functions or something for each row, and that was causing it. I'm curious to see, but that's a good point. I didn't realize that. There could be something there. But nice pixel art, but I'm going to go ahead and say this is a game jam, although pixel art is a very cool project to undertake, especially when you're learning Python. It's not a game. There's no gameplay aspect to it, and I'd really like to see something that you can actually interact with rather than just watch.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see even something as simple as maybe as you drag up or you click, maybe the fire grows. Just some form of interaction.
I agree. So thank you, Soccer Lover, for that submission. I think we have 2 left. We have Squeegs, which gotta love this avatar, who I don't think we've seen a submission from, and then of course crowd favorite Duck Rat. Oops, and I forgot. I do want to see the this view right here. So let's see. You're a mountaineer that gets stranded in a blizzard. You have to keep a fire going for the entire storm or risk freezing. Controls are explained in the game. If the fire goes out for more than 15 seconds, you freeze. You're given a limited number of matches. You are given a limited number of matches. They each reset the fire, either by relighting or increasing its strength. You can increase the size of the fire by gathering wood. This will make the fire last longer. The fire can get bigger twice. So after you gather twice, don't bother doing more. Okay, so there's a limit. Good to know. Tip, you can't survive the entire storm with a constant fire. Use your matches sparingly. All right, so we are going to have to brave the storm at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and say awesome animation, especially some of the details in this match head. I think I'm going to like this game. Let's see. Play. Fade out. Cool. Time 1,400 hours, I guess, in 2 seconds, maybe. You are hiking up Mount kidOYO when a blizzard interrupts your ascent. You are prepared to just hike through it, but the heavy wind makes you stumble. You decide to get to shelter, finding a small cave nearby, just as the sky outside becomes a sheet of white. Press space to continue, or I should say, press space. A little bit of a typo there, but we won't count against it. 3 minutes and 35 seconds later, you stumble into the cave, already shivering in your thick parka. The storm only gets worse. I'm going to go ahead and say avoid these dashes. It does make it a little hard to read, especially when it exceeds the size of the box. But continuing, the storm only gets worse. You watch as a massive tree falls down, blocking the only path down the mountain. However, when you try to reach emergency services, you find that the blizzard has blocked off your cell phone reception. You could try getting to the edge of the storm, but the wind makes it impossible to keep a steady footing on the rock. Long-distance travel is dangerous now. You only have one choice. Keep warm and stay alive, or call for help. Only one problem, you realize that in the storm, some of your tinder and matches got loose and fell out. You only have enough material to start one fire, and 8 matches out of the 2 boxes you brought. You only have enough material to start. Oh, okay. You're going to have to keep a single fire going for however long the storm lasts, and it looks like it'll be a while. Did anyone think that those directions kind of... Oh, I gotta play. Click on the fire to start. That is a nice highlighting animation there. So use a match, start the fire. How long will this fire last? Press G to gather wood. Oh, did I? Okay, you gather wood from the trees nearby. When you get back, the fire has gone out. Okay. So let's start this again. I'm going to hit G. Does this fire last a little bit longer? Can I gather some more wood? Trick's on you. I didn't light the fire. Okay.
I believe it said that once you gather wood twice, you cannot gather it again.
See, here's me ignoring directions.
So with with 2 gathers, it looks significantly longer. And I guess the goal is to survive out the 70-something seconds.
Yeah, I didn't think that would work. I think I'm gonna freeze to death.
Mm-hmm. I really liked the intro storytelling. That really does that does a lot for a game, especially when the premise is sort of simple at heart like this.
Yeah, and not only in just how it's presented, which is very nice, but what the story actually is. Storytelling is one thing, coding's another, and people are seldom good at the two of them. They're two separate skill sets that you kind of got to work on separately. So I definitely appreciate the addition.
Yep.
And
Beyond that,
enjoyed it.
there's the art too.
Yeah, the art, be it that, I mean, some of this looks original, some of it looks upload, but regardless, it's a very nice looking game. I can search for wood, but it's not going to help me. So I think I found a glitch maybe. Oh no. You feel a heavy chill settle in your bones. The cold drags your eyelids down, heavy and sluggish. I'm going to go ahead and once again, I'm going to use this platform to put forward my strong preference for the Oxford comma. There should be a comma there. But I digress. Your eyelids down, heavy and sluggish, maybe just a little rest. Your eyes slide shut. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that this does not end well for the mountaineer. Yep. Yeah, Black Abyss does not look good for the mountaineer. I think we died. All right, what does everyone else think about the game? I'm going to just kind of speed play through this as we discuss.
I would have liked to seen some kind of like cold meter that shows you how cold you are, so that you know, like, okay, I need to relight the fire now. I can't go search for wood now.
Okay, yeah, so a cold meter. I think that's kind of like the fire. Am I cheating right now?
I think the sort of straightforward thing is at the very beginning, get wood twice and then light the fire for like as long as possible using all your matches.
Ooh, I don't know what I clicked on.
You never lit the fire.
Oh, okay. How long does it, let me see. How long does it say I can? Oh, 15 seconds. Okay. See, some of these details I just blanked out on. So maybe this is just me. Let's speed play through this again, because I thought I was just cheating and this wasn't going to work. So I think I know how to beat the game. So we start at 120 and go ahead and gather wood twice. I agree, a cold meter to show that 15 seconds going by, because if you're someone like me who has a super short attention span and is at the end of the day, I'm not going to pay attention too well. So 15 seconds at a time. So I'm going to keep track of when this fire goes out. And then I have, I guess, another 15 seconds. Or do you think that 15 seconds is cumulative? We're going to find out. 91. So I'm going to say 90 minus, I'm going to give myself 12 seconds. So go to 78. Looks like it's not cumulative. I also think, doing how you handle the wood differently would have been nice. Because obviously if you burn wood, you can't like get it back, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have liked to see like maybe you could collect wood like for the future almost. So if you like stacked up wood to the side and then every time you relit the fire, it would you'd need to use more of that wood to keep that longer burn time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that was like I'm gonna once again say 60 minus 12 is 48. But yeah, overall, I think this is a really cool game. It's immersive by the nature of the art and the storytelling. I want to make sure I don't kill myself, kill my character after working hard, so I'm going to make sure I click that button.
I'm right now timing the how long the fire burns for. I want to see if the optimization of the matches is actually that important. So the matches last, from a rough estimate, about 17 seconds, 18 seconds.
Yeah, I could just burn the rest of them.
Yeah.
I don't even need extra matches.
So if we start
Oh, well, bonus
120
points for all the
seconds.
matches I'm going to have at the end. I'm under 15 seconds and I still have a fire. I'm just going to keep my 3 matches, save them for a rainy day, or I guess another snowy day.
Yeah, so if you do collect wood first in that first 15 seconds, you can pretty much outlast the storm with just your matches. Like, you don't have to be efficient about it.
Nice. Well, it looks like we won the game. After an eternity of cold and wind, didn't feel like an eternity, it felt like 2 minutes. After an eternity of cold and wind, the blizzard starts to die down. You call emergency services the second you get reception back, and hike up to a hill to see a helicopter approaching the mountain. You've made it out. Once again, press spans to continue. I'm only teasing this because so much work was put into the game otherwise that it stands on its own, but I think that's a little funny. Okay, so I guess in this case, Black Abyss is good. Maybe this character, maybe the Mountaineer, took a nice nap on the helicopter ride home. So that was Fire by who is this again? Squeegs. Before we move on to our last game, anybody have anything else they want to interject with?
Pretty fire game.
Thank you. We needed a pun in there somewhere. I thought this
Burns
was maybe
brightly.
changing color for a second. Yes, fire game indeed. Thank you, Squeegs, for that game and this avatar. Personally a fan, just saying. Now it's time for our last game, submitted by Duckrat. Duckrat, as we know, a fan favorite. Maybe they put a description in. Let's go ahead and check that as well. Fire by Duck. Fun fact, my name's Doug. People sometimes think I say duck, and I get some weird glances sometimes. All right. I guess I'm going to need to know this later. Space to advance. So in this case, space is spelled correctly, but advance is not fitting on the page. Okay. Maybe we need spelling courses. I'm kidding. Each level will get harder and harder. You have to get out. You have to get out of the building before the fire can get to you. I'm just going to go ahead and highlight here this letter by letter way to put forth directions is really cool. It's a surprising amount of programming too, if I remember correctly, and it's not even using letters within a variable. You are manipulating sprites, or you are manipulating a sprite that has every letter of the alphabet as a costume, and then using variables to display those with the sprite costumes. I think we do have a challenge on this, but this is definitely a tricky thing to do on its own, let alone incorporate it into a game. So I definitely appreciate the effort here. Level 1, easy. Office building. Someone blew up a fish in the microwave. That sounds awful. The 4th floor is in flames. Get the code for the escape door before you get burned. Something. Because of the smell of burnt fish. Maybe the boss's office has some clues. So I'd say in the future, make sure you fit in everything in the stage here, but let's continue. I didn't pay attention to directions. Ooh, this is really nice. The scrolling. The best boss, not multiplication. Did anybody see directions that I just neglected?
I did not. I believe it's meant to be a challenge given like what is below. I guess you sort of need to figure out what the code is.
I made it out. All right, very nice.
It looks like it had more levels
Oh, did it? Because I'm
because it
pretty
said like
right,
you're running
and-
down the stairs.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, I made it out. You're running down this. Oh, okay. I didn't wait. I'm impatient. You're running down the stairs. Level 2. Somebody is accusing you of stealing the last pair of OyoBot sweatpants. Do we have OyoBot sweatpants?
if not,
Not that
that's a
I know
great
of.
idea.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put that out there to kidOYO headquarters. OyoBot sweatpants. Okay. Hey, you did. Hey, did you steal? There's a fire. Oh, the last pair of limited edition OyoBot sweatpants. Now they're limited edition. No, I didn't steal them. They're on the shelf. Don't lie to me. I'm not. Well, then. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Always appreciate the play on words. Quick, get the fire alarm. There should be a K here. Okay, sorry. So the scrolling is awesome. I like how we have the sweatpants folded on the shelf. These are the kidOYO t-shirts. I don't know. Maybe we do have kidOYO sweatpants. Maybe someone, maybe if you're watching this at home, you can go to the kidOYO website and see if it's on the shop. Do I hit the alarm? Fire alarm has been set off. Find the door and escape. Oh, great. I think I did that to myself. I think I'm gonna die. Do I hold? I can't go faster either. I was hoping like if I hold shift, I'd speed up. This is a dead end, right? No. I hope this is it. Okay, level 2, part 2. The fire escaped the building. Don't let the fire get too big or else the entire neighborhood will be set on fire. Click the fire to keep it small. Space, or spans, as we've learned. All right, I don't know what to press now. Oh, okay, there's a fire. Okay, this one, if I walk the trigger on, you can't, I don't know if it's really possible, humanly possible, to actually click. You need to hold. And okay, it's the stick. You managed to save yourself from all the fires for now. That's the letter B. I don't know a part of which word it is. But look at this stick. Look at him. I don't know what I do at this point. I don't know if the game's over. I'm just waiting. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is the end of this path. Unless anyone... I just hit every key on my keyboard and nothing happened. So I'm going to go ahead and start over and choose another path. Go ahead.
I must say that I'm happy to see that people are taking some of the advice that has been given in the past and implementing it. For example, the space to advance thing. I know that I was a big proponent of the idea that you can go as fast or as slow as possible when reading, rather than shoving information at the player and either expecting them to read really quickly or wait forever for the text to scroll. So that's neat.
Yeah, I do have to agree. Every week, I think we've seen Duckrat greatly improve the games being submitted. And yeah, I really enjoy seeing progress being made. I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out this code. 7, 3, 6, 5. Oh, wait, it says it there. I didn't. Maybe it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, what happened? It asked me
I think it is correct because it did say that you went down the elevator. You just fainted from the smoke. So I think it's like
okay.
a bad
Okay.
path.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if like later we got to play something and later on it was a problem, but all right. So I definitely like what was done here. What was done here a lot. There's a lot of improvement to this game while still sticking with the style of gameplay that Duckrat is known for. Not that you need to, but it's always good to see improvement down that path. Certain features that I like a lot, just clicking refresh. This scrolling, these scrolling words, awesome. Space to advance, great, though better if it were on the page. That when you hover over the button, it got bigger for the play button. You could add that to the next button too. That would be cool. And I think there was another feature that I thought was really nice. Some things that I would change, like here, maybe make these save blocks a little shorter. I thought the game was over. Keep all the text on the page. The mention of the Oyobot sweatpants, I think, is probably, to make a terrible pun, the most fire part about this game, because now everyone's going to want Oyobot sweatpants.
And I did
oh,
check;
yeah.
they do not exist
Do not exist yet.
yet. Yeah.
So one thing I'll say, I actually don't think the scrolling words are good here. Just because you implemented them doesn't mean you need to use them everywhere. I think save blocks would actually be the best thing to use in this case. Because I don't know who's saying what at this point, and I don't know who's who, so a little differentiation between characters I think would be nice. Otherwise, solid game, solid improvements. Very happy with what I see, especially the scrolling here. That's what I wanted to mention. Scrolling through, definitely pretty difficult. I did do, I think I did do a lesson based on one of the hackathon submissions that we had in the interdistrict hackathons, and I did a lesson on how to do this effect. But even still, this effect is not easy to do. So very, very impressive overall. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, Duckrat, for that submission. Always excited to see what you submit every week. That is all the submissions we have this week. Thank you, everyone, for participating in the game jam. Thank you to all the student mentors who have joined me today, especially with this having gone over on time. So it is time to announce a winner for this week's game jam. So we had a bunch of good submissions. I think 9 overall, but there was one that impressed me more than any other this week, and that is Squeak's submission. So this is the Mountaineer one. Just the artwork, the gameplay, the originality of it stood out to me. And this... Sorry, my windows just got shuffled on me. This is the winner for this week's Game Jam theme, On Fire. So I'm just going to let this play out while I get ready to show this coming week's new Game Jam theme. Oh, okay. All right, so I think we might have it loaded in here. So this new week, the new Game Jam theme for this week is day and night. So I'm going to pull up the badge here. I think this badge, like some of the others, I believe, was created by Mentor Jinx. He makes some awesome artwork. So there you have it. This week's Game Jam theme is day and night. Be creative with it. There's no right way to implement this theme. Please try to make sure you are making games for this week's Game Jam. Try to expand upon submissions you've had in the past. So if you hear us give feedback, try to take that into account. And as you can see, someone like Duckrat has made much better games. Not that they weren't good in the first place, but has improved greatly on the games being produced. So once again, day and night is the Game Jam theme. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to the student mentors for joining me today. And I will see everyone next week for the next Dark Mode live stream.